1-pint package, hot price $3.99. Fresh Purdue chicken thighs, just $1.99 per pound. Freshly baked hamburger or hot dog rolls, 8-pack, hot price $3.99. Kellogg's single-serve breakfast cereal, 1.5-ounce cup, only $1.39. Arm & Hammer liquid laundry detergent, 50-ounce, hot price $5.70. All stores open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Wednesday, July the 4th. Happy Independence Day to our American viewers. I'm Jasmine Patterson, and thanks for joining us tonight. Plans for a new concession stand and other tourism-related activities at Shelly Bay Beach are causing controversy. The Bermuda Tourism Authority recently announced proposals for the development, arguing that it would benefit visitors and create economic opportunities for locals. But there's been widespread opposition. Area resident and former PLP Senator Laverne Ferbert is one of those firmly against the plan. She spoke to Tarai Trott a short time ago.
I'm against anything to do with commercialization of Shelly Bay Beach. How could you improve a beach experience by making the beach commercialized? By commercializing the beach, people want to go to the beach to swim. They may want to lay in the sun, and that's what they want. They don't go to the beach to buy food or, to play games. They go to the beach to enjoy the beach.
Well, what about Horseshoe Bay, some might say?
We don't want Shelly Bay to be like Horseshoe Bay. We want Shelly Bay to remain as it is. The only thing that I would be in agreement to, me and other people that are residents of Shelly Bay, is toilet facilities. And if the BTA feels that they need to do some type of commercialization, maybe they can have someone with some type of push cart or something that they can take and sell drinks and chips and all like that. We don't need any more than that on Shelly Bay.
It was suggested today on the radio that either we're in the tourism business or not. Why not do what's needed for tourism's sake?
I don't think that every tourist that comes to Bermuda to look for a snorkel park experience or a Horseshoe Bay experience. Some tourists come to Bermuda because they just want to have a natural beach environment. I'm against.
However, the BTA's Glenn Jones disagrees with her sentiment.
We're in a country who is still struggling to get its economic health back. And it's critical that we create opportunities for entrepreneurs and small business owners who feel like they're in a situation where there's an overly bureaucratic system and they can't actually get out there and operate their businesses. It's always been our belief that there's a great opportunity along the shoreline or in our beach economy for those entrepreneurs to actually do that. And as I said before, we think they can do it without being overly commercialized. In the case of Shelly Bay, we're telling all of them to gear their products and experiences to families because that is already who is using the beach. And we have a growing visitor segment that we call active families. And there isn't enough for them to do around the island, quite honestly, that's geared specifically to them. What we find is most of them are spending their time on their resort and using the services there because they're catering to their needs. But we want to get them outside of the resort to get out into the community and spend money where the funds are going into the pockets of Bermudian families all across the island. So we think Horseshoe Bay accomplishes that. And the reason that we have this opportunity out there for an event planner is because we want that person to create a calendar of economic opportunities.
Police statistics show a steep drop in the number of crashes on the roads in the first half of this year compared to the same period in 2017. There were 429 between January and June this year. That compares to 672 crashes in the first 6 months of 2017. But it's not all good news, with police highlighting a rise in the number of people driving while intoxicated. 113 such drivers were recorded in the first half of this year, compared with 76 in 2017. And the number of people killed on the roads remains static, with roughly 1 a month in both years. Well, the Progressive Labour Party government is closer to carrying out its election pledge to introduce an affirmative action policy for government contracts and procurement. When it comes into force, race, gender, and disability will be considered during the official procurement of local goods and services. MP Ralph Commission backs the policy. He told Tarai Trott it would help to correct historical disadvantages suffered by people of color, among others.
The Bermuda government is said to spend around $150 million a year on procuring local goods and services, including contracts. Under a new procurement policy under consideration, government departments will also consider the race, gender, and disability of a contractor before a deal is done. Groups that Pembroke Southeast MP Ralph Commission points out have historically been left out of the equation.
Those goods and services are sourced locally, right, within the Bermuda economy. Heretofore, if you go back into the early 2000s, around maybe over 90% of those contracts went to white-dominated and/or white-owned companies. What we're trying to do now is have more inclusion of black-dominated companies, again, those companies that may be owned by persons with disabilities, and of course, when it comes to gender. Usually, we assume that we're talking about women or female-owned companies as well.
Mr. Commission insists that the policy will not only be good for black Bermudians, but white Bermudians as well. Serving as ammunition for the PLP government is the 2016 Population and Housing Census, which covered the years 2010 through 2016. The report revealed a growth in the disparities among the races and genders where it concerned income, health care, and employment.
We saw a decline in the overall household income of black men to the tune of 13%, black women to the tune of 12%. We saw when it came to full-time employment, the only group that saw a decline in income and full-time employment were black males.
The PLP MP believes the data also speaks to what he calls a growth in insecurity occurring within the black community.
This policy is one of many that is going to be needed to address that. Again, it's a sad day when we can say in Bermuda that in 2018 the racial disparities, as evidenced by the data, are increasing.
And ensuring historically disadvantaged groups like blacks and women receive priority is an example Mr. Commission believes the private sector should follow.
Without belaboring the point, because, for many of us, we didn't need people like Jonathan Rice to validate us at the same time, to validate these issues. But at the same time, we welcome these voices, such as Jonathan Rice's voice and others within the white-dominated corporate sector, who are also saying it's time now for a change and that we must have greater inclusion. You just can't have Bermuda dominated, not only in terms of business ownership and in the private corporate sector area. We're both, in terms of those two sectors, are dominated by white males for the most part.
Tarai Trott reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
We'll have more for you after this short break, including all the latest weather news. Stay with us.
Hey Smokey, let's get lunch from the Marketplace Food Court.
You know what? That sounds good.
They have oxtails, pumpkin, curried lamb, lemon chicken, sweet and sour ribs, vegetable stir fry, and the variety goes on.
Their chefs are good. They'll set you right up. Avoid the good carbons.
And don't forget the special dishes from the islands.
It don't matter. Well, no matter what you feel like eating, Marketplace will have it.
It's quick, it's quality, and at prices you can count on.
Visit us 7 days a week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Made for you daily at the Hamilton Marketplace Food Court.
I didn't order this one. This is the wrong item.
What? These are the wrong size.
I wanted white pants for the white party.
These are way too big. Oh my gosh, this is not what I ordered.
Finally in Bermuda, announcing Mailboxes Unlimited's Internet Return Hub. Now for an 85% savings. No matter how you brought your items into Bermuda, you can return your items back to the U.S. easily. Mailboxes Unlimited's Internet Return Hub. Stop by today.
Welcome back. A new scheme providing payroll tax relief to new businesses has been winning praise from one beneficiary. Shakia Washington of the Little Achievers Daycare Nursery received the tax break to help start her business.
I'm very happy and grateful for the opportunity that BDC has offered to enhance my nursery and to move forward in the right direction. I would strongly suggest anyone, the old entrepreneurs, new ones coming on board, please go be a member of BDC. They have lots of resources and opportunities for all. On that note, thank you BDC for being here and offering opportunities.
Okay, any questions?
Yeah, how long have you been in business?
I've only recently been in business since June 1st, but I have been in the nursery industry for over 18 years. So Little Achievers is my first business that I've opened as being a nursery.
How does it feel to be opening up your own business after?
Awesome. It's speechless, beyond words, but I am very, very pleased, happy to be starting a new journey.
Speaking at the daycare facility, the Minister of Economic Development and Tourism, Jamal Simmons, said initiatives like the tax break were aimed at removing obstacles that prevented Bermudians succeeding.
In 2017, we pledged to offer tax relief for first-time business owners. Today, we announced the fulfillment of that pledge, and another step forward towards making our economy and our country a better place for Bermudian entrepreneurs. Any new business owners who register with the BEDC and meet the criteria of the creation of a new business will be exempt from the employer portion of payroll tax for not just themselves, but also any employees hired during the first year of business. This will drive down costs for first-time entrepreneurs and is intended to stimulate the creation of new jobs and opportunities for Bermudians. This initiative will apply to all new small businesses that are Bermudian-owned and managed and operating locally. Those which have an annual gross payroll not exceeding $500,000 and having annual sales revenues of less than $1 million and who establish a new local business in Bermuda after April 1st, 2018. Once a small business is established, they will need to register with the BEDC, who, once an assessment and site visit of the business's new location is completed, the BEDC will issue a new entrepreneur's payroll tax relief letter within 5 business days.
Weather now and some showers this afternoon, but what's the outlook for tomorrow? Here's our AccuWeather forecast.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
This AccuWeather forecast here on ZBM is brought to us by our friends at the BF&M Insurance Group, and we're watching an area of low pressure that's south of our location, and this is going to slowly strengthen, or at least it may strengthen some over the next couple of days, but it's drifting west, and it will eventually begin to drift northwest and north and then get picked up by a front that is going to be eventually pushing off the east coast of the U.S. So we need to keep an eye on this, but its main impacts are going to stay south, west, and then eventually north of Bermuda. Now, we will see some showers tied to this. A couple of showers have broken out over the past 24 hours tied to this system in Bermuda, but it hasn't been a big deal. We're going to be dealing with a better chance for some showers over the next couple of days, still along the periphery of it. Most of the end of the week will be dry, but breezy Friday into Saturday, then better chance for rain Saturday night and Sunday. 81 degrees right now, humidity at 79%. Winds are still from the southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Water temp unchanged at 82 degrees. On the inside, we have 1 to 2 foot waves. On the outside, things are a little more agitated because of this area of low pressure nearby with 4 to 6 foot waves. And because of that, a small craft warning remains in effect late this afternoon into the early evening hours, and then it will be coming probably to a conclusion, depending on what the Bermuda Weather Service decides to do with that forecast. It's kind of a borderline small craft warning into the evening hours. Low tide 7:30. After that, the tide comes back up at 2:02 a.m. It goes back out at 8:20 tomorrow morning, and then high tide again in the early afternoon hours for your Thursday. So tonight, breezy, partly cloudy, and we will have a few spotty showers out there. 76 degrees, your warm overnight low temperature with that breeze from the southeast. As we turn the page to Thursday, breezy. Most of the showers will be staying southwest of the island. It'll be a close call, but we'll go with partial sunshine and a generally dry forecast for the day tomorrow. And just keep your eyes on the western, southwestern part of the sky. We might be clipped by a brief sprinkle. Here you can see Futurecast really does keep the bulk of this area of low pressure to the southwest. The morning hours model is trying to hint at some showers just to our southwest. It's a close call, but most of the showers will stay away. By 11 p.m. Thursday, there's your low pressure system. If it's able to gain true cohesive circulation with any decent thunderstorm development into the center of the storm, we would be dealing with possibly a tropical depression over the next few days to our west. Scattered thunderstorms in Toronto, New York. Still warm, not as hot as Boston, though. Boston's running warm into the Thursday forecast. Atlanta, scattered showers and storms. Miami, same story. Stormy and warm in London, England. Into the Caribbean we go with scattered showers and storms in Barbados and Trinidad. Jamaica is a good place to be. So we're watching low pressure to our south and another area of low pressure in the central Atlantic. Looks a little less likely for that one. As this system we're watching closely passes to our west and then eventually north, it'll drag some extra tropical moisture into the area for Saturday night, Sunday, and Monday. Back to you.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
This summer I was in Germany on holiday with my family, and on a whim one day my son and I joined a speed sliding competition. And as I came down the water slide, I went straight down in the pool and whacked my left foot on the bottom of the pool. And I looked down and I didn't see a foot. I just saw the bones sticking out and I started to feel faint. I was ambulanced to a hospital where I stayed for 11 days and had surgery. I had snapped all the ligaments on both sides of my ankle. And in the middle of all this stress and pain, we thought, how are we going to deal with health insurance? How will we pay for this? And I got a response from Allison at BF&M, and she said, your admission and surgery will be covered at 100%. I didn't have to put it on a credit card and deal with a reimbursement later. It made such a big difference to us. And for me, the BF&M difference is stress-free insurance when I really needed it.
Body good and you're special to me. Wanna make you my lady officially. If I want it, me hate a fern killer. Me no believe in a fern killer. Family, I me say family. Love me to the end, but none of them not close to me like the most high. Tell them about cha-cha, cha-cha. None of them not close to me like the most high. Tell them about cha-cha. Ain't no one can love you like I do. There is no one to love you like I do. Come on, lady. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? You feel like a bad man, keep it to yourself. Don't bring it to Jamaica, keep it to yourself.
Football fans, if you were unable to see the live action of the 2018 FIFA World Cup from Russia, Bermuda Broadcasting Company would like to take this opportunity to inform our valued viewers. We will rebroadcast all 64 matches of the 2018 FIFA World Cup from Russia on ZFB TV7 nightly. The rebroadcast will start at 8 p.m. and end in the early hours of the next morning. This will coincide with the FIFA daily schedule.
Half a ton. That's the amount of rubbish a sea bin can collect from the ocean in just 1 year. 2 of the devices have been installed on the island, and now, thanks to the fundraising efforts of 3 Summersfield Academy students, another one looks set to start cleaning Bermuda's seas. It's no secret that plastic pollution is the scourge of Bermuda's marine environment. Convenience on land has led to many negative consequences for the ocean. After experiences with the America's Cup Endeavour program and a visit on board the Race for Water yacht, Kieran, Liam and Thibault decided to take action.
In addition of seeing plastic around our daily lives, we just didn't think it was healthy. And the Endeavour program here based in Bermuda also taught us a lot about the plastic and like how it's getting released into the environment from the U.S. and other coastal cities.
The students decided to raise money to install a sea bin at the Royal Bermuda Yacht Club. It's essentially a floating rubbish bin for the ocean.
For those who don't know, a sea bin is a floating garbage can attached to a dock and that can suck up all the floating debris and unwanted materials within a small vicinity.
This strategic positioning allows the wind and the currents to push debris directly towards the sea bin. This will be the third sea bin to be installed on the island. The first was installed at the Hamilton Princess Marina, but is currently undergoing repairs. There's just one operational sea bin here on the island, and it's at the Royal Bermuda Amateur Dinghy Club, and clearly it's been put to good use. And they don't come cheap.
To raise funds to help with the purchase of the sea bin, we undertook a number of activities. We first hosted a movie night for younger children at our school, between 3 and 6 years old, and it was very successful as we sold over 90 tickets. We also created an Indiegogo funding page, which works like a GoFundMe, in which we received donations from 36 individuals in Bermuda and overseas.
A typical sea bin costs around $4,000. They thank the many corporate and individual donors to their sea bin project.
The Royal Bermuda Yacht Club, who have agreed to have the sea bin installed at their dock. Also to the Bank of Butterfield, who have been very generous in agreeing to pay for the shipping and handling to our beautiful Bermuda. And also to our corporate sponsors, Bacardi Limited, Aspen Insurance, Ascot, Armor Group, and NSTAR, and to our individuals who donated so generously.
As a bonus for the excess funds raised, they will give the $1,525 surplus raised to Green Rock in support of their school programs. Still to come, a new Made in Bermuda event hopes to get locals and visitors strutting their stuff on White's Island. More after this short break.
Sweet and juicy peaches, $2.49 per pound. Fresh assorted pork chops, $3.49 per pound. Lay's potato chips, 6.5-ounce bag, only $3.79. Crisco vegetable oil, 32-ounce bottle, only $4.29. Select varieties of Friendly's ice cream, 48-ounce, hot price, only $4.65. All stores open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
I attended the Mirror Super Camp. It was an awesome experience. I got to meet a lot of new people.
And then we also learned about the 8 keys of excellence. Keys open doors, keys open doors.
Super Camp is not like other camps. There's a strong focus here about looking at the options and the choices you have available to you and choosing the one that best reflects who you are.
I learned a lot about the way that I have to keep pushing and persevere no matter what's going on.
The best thing about Super Camp? It allows you the space to truly be yourself.
Anytime somebody finally came into their own presence and felt comfortable being who they were, that was a special moment for me at Super Camp.
Super Camp is about exploring who you are and transforming yourself.
It only gets better!
We invite you to join the transformation of a generation.
Tomorrow we'll see the first Made in Bermuda night at White's Island in Hamilton Harbor, with live musicians entertaining locals and tourists. The event will be held every Thursday for the next 8 weeks and is meant to highlight some of the best acts on the island. The Bermuda Tourism Authority's Pat Philip Farron says it's an opportunity for everyone to enjoy themselves. Mike Sharp reports.
The Bermuda Tourism Authority's Chief Product and Experiences Officer, Pat Philip Farron, says this is an excellent opportunity for locals and visitors to enjoy a quality location.
Made in Bermuda Nights will use White's Island, a venue that shows the best of Bermuda. It's a unique setting, it's outdoors, and it's along the water. It's exactly the kind of experience our visitors say they want out of island nightlife. Visitors also want to meet locals in a social setting And Made in Bermuda Nights is that perfect opportunity.
The owner of Pink Sands Entertainment, Jonathan Tankard, shared with us his aim.
Pink Sand Entertainment's mission is to increase the quality and quantity of live entertainment in Bermuda, and at the same time provide additional opportunities for local musicians and artists. We're proud this year to have the Wall Street Band joining us for Made in Bermuda Nights each week. This is a band that is full of some of the most well-renowned musicians on the island in Bermuda, and they are ready and primed to give us a great show each week. Guests who purchase tickets for Made in Bermuda Nights, either online or at the boat, are going to join us at the #1 dock each week at 8:30 when the first shuttle leaves for White's Island. Guests will arrive at the island and be entertained by the sounds of DJ Chubb before dancing the night away to the Wall Street Band.
The BTA's product development manager, Tashay Thompson, said that JetBlue airline tickets are up for grabs.
We'd also like to thank JetBlue because each week 2 ticket holders will win a flight to New York or Boston courtesy of JetBlue. Again, to be eligible for this prize, mainly the early bird catches the worm in this situation. So the first JetBlue water shuttle that leaves at 8:30 p.m., if you are on that first JetBlue water shuttle, you have a chance to win a ticket to New York or Boston.
And I'm Mike Sharp with Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Sport news now, and of course, no World Cup games today, but lots of domestic sports action with cricket and swimming among the top stories. Here's Earl Baisden.
Despite receiving a one-year ban from the Bermuda Cricket Board, reports suggesting that Derek Brangman will miss Cup Match are not fully true. Cup Match, and for that matter, Eastern County run their own competitions outside of the Bermuda Cricket Board. Thus, they and only they can decide who is eligible or ineligible for their matches. Some talk has been going around since the report, but officials have remained silent on the issue. But as far as ZBM Sports is aware, any player suspended from the Bermuda Cricket Board is still eligible to play in the other 2 competitions, as the committees do not fall under the Bermuda Cricket Board's sanctioned rules. Bermuda's medal count finished at 32 after they won a total of 9 medals on the final day of the CC Can Swimming Championships in Aruba. Brian Desmond won the 13-14 boys 400-meter freestyle gold medal, and he touched the water in a time of 4:18.32. Logan Watson-Brown won the silver medal during the 13-14 girls 50-meter freestyle, clocking 27.24. Madeline Moore won the 15-17 girls 50-meter freestyle gold medal when she was clocked at 25.97. Kai Legban captured the 15-17 boys 50-meter freestyle gold medal when he was clocked at 23.61. In the 11-12 girls 100-meter breaststroke, Giada Dudley Pun picked up the bronze medal with a time of 1:20.41. During the 13-14 girls 200-meter backstroke, Taylor White won the bronze medal in the time of 2:33.10. Logan Watson-Brown won the silver medal, clocking 2:29.83, competing in the 13-14 girls 200-meter backstroke final. Jack Harvey picked up the bronze medal, competing in the 13-14 boys backstroke in a time of 2:18.47. The Bermuda 13-14 boys 4x100-meter medley relay team of Adam Young, Jack Harvey, Brian Desmond, and Sam Williamson won the gold medal, touching the wall in a time of 4:13.65. Daniel Phillips is 1 win away from claiming his second singles title on the Caribbean Junior Tennis Circuit as he continued competing in the Bahamas at the Junkanoo Bowl. Playing in the boys under-14 division, Phillips advanced to the final following his semifinal straight sets win over Eugene Francis. Phillips would claim a 6-1, 6-love victory. Phillips would then team up with Jaden D. La Fonte. They would defeat Dentry Mortimer and Clint Newry, both from Bahamas, 6-1, 6-2 in the semifinals of the doubles. Adam Hall and his Aberdeen Ironbird teammates, who are a Baltimore Orioles New York Penn League team, are currently 8-9 on the season. We now take a look at Hall's individual numbers thus far. Hall has played in 16 games with 62 at-bats. He leads the team with 10 runs. Hall has 13 hits with 2 of them doubles. Hall has 5 RBIs to go along with 5 walks. He has also struck out 20 times. He has stolen 2 bases and has committed 4 errors. The Bermuda Netball Association Summer League season came to an end last evening with the Mix-Up Switch-Up tournament at Bernard Park. The BAC Women in Blue were crowned the tournament champions as well as the league champions. A doubleheader with 35 runs crossing the plate took place as the Bermuda Commercial Sawmill Softball League season continued at the Michael Priest Softball Diamond. The Parakeet Flyers went down 13-9 to the Chubb Kings, and the Hakuna Matata Charters went down 9-4 to Platano Power. I'm Earl Basden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
That's all from us for tonight. I'm Jasmine Patterson. Hope to see you again at the same time tomorrow.
Jasmine Patterson's wardrobe and makeup is provided by Gibbons Company.